Hey there folks, get ready to dive into the epic world of the Spartan warriors, the most hardcore army in history. You might think you know Sparta, but brace yourselves for some jaw-dropping, spine-tingling facts. While you may think you know all there is to know about Sparta, prepare to be astounded as we unravel some astonishing and spine-chilling revelations. 10. A grim fate for weak Spartan infants. Let's begin with a startling fact. In ancient Sparta, the life of a weak or deformed newborn was far from charmed. Elders would scrutinize these infants for any signs of fragility or deformity, and if discovered, the unfortunate child would be abandoned to face a harrowing fate in a pit of starvation. And that's not all. Survivors had to endure a wine bath to determine their susceptibility to epilepsy. If they suffered a seizure, their fate was sealed. Shockingly, roughly half of all Spartan babies met such a tragic end. Number 9. Encouraged to steal food. Life in the barracks was hardly idyllic. Spartan boys were provided with just the basics: bare feet, thin cloaks, and meager sustenance to prevent excess weight gain. However, there was a peculiar twist. They were actually encouraged to pilfer food if they were hungry, provided they could do so without being caught. Discovery led to both a beating and reduced rations, fostering a culture of cunning resourcefulness. Number 8. Spartan boys sent to military barracks at age 7. Imagine being a mere 7 years old and bidding farewell to your parents for good. This was the reality for Spartan boys, who were consigned to the rigors of military barracks for their education. Life there was anything but a stroll in the park. Encouraged to engage in physical combat and hazing, these young pupils were subjected to stern discipline, with teachers brandishing whips to enforce obedience. Any indiscretion could even result in a thrashing by their own fathers, the epitome of tough love. Number 7. Spartan cuisine. Far from gourmet, when it came to dining, Spartan fare was far from a culinary delight. Their staple dish was a concoction known as black broth, composed of meat, blood, salt, and vinegar. It's safe to say this wouldn't grace any gourmet's palate. Furthermore, they all shared their meager meals under the same tent. The sole means of securing extra meat was through hunting, and if one managed to hunt a deer, they were entitled to a portion of venison. Yet this was a rare indulgence. Number 6. The cheese battles of starvation. Can you fathom a contest that involved cheese, pain, and divine devotion? In Sparta, this surreal combination was not just a flight of fancy, but a peculiar reality. The Spartans, known for their unyielding discipline, devised an extraordinary spectacle: the cheese battles. This peculiar tradition unfolded in the backdrop of an altar consecrated to the goddess Artemis. Upon this sacred platform, the Spartans placed wheels of cheese, symbolizing sustenance, abundance, and the blessings of the gods. The participants, young trainees already contending with the harsh rigors of Spartan life, were gripped by the gnawing pangs of hunger. With a divine offering at the center of this strange ritual, the undernourished trainees were compelled to compete for the cheese. Hunger drove them to grapple fiercely, their desperate attempts to secure this prized sustenance resembling a life-and-death struggle. Adding to the intrigue, older Spartan men oversaw the contest, wielding whips as both a means of discipline and a source of entertainment. The outcome of these bizarre cheese battles could be genuinely grim. The unforgiving whippings administered by the watchful elders at times escalated to fatal consequences. Remarkably, the audience, perhaps hardened by the stern Spartan way of life, found this spectacle amusing, or even symbolic of resilience in the face of adversity. The trainee who displayed exceptional tenacity and cunning in securing the most cheese emerged from this cheese-centric frenzy with the title of Bomanike. In Sparta, where every challenge was a test of mettle, the cheese battle stood as a testament to the unyielding nature of Spartan training, where even a simple dairy product could become the symbol of valor and determination. Number 5. The unforgiving rigors of Spartan education. The rigorous upbringing of Spartan youth extended beyond the physically demanding aspects of their training. Even the intellectual and mental facets of their development were marked by a level of severity that few could fathom. This Spartan approach to learning was embodied in the practice of putting thumbs on the line for oral quizzes. After their evening meal, Spartan trainees, having already endured the trials of the day, were subjected to intense questioning. The quizzes were designed to challenge their knowledge, wits, and the depth of their understanding. Any response deemed insufficient by their Spartan instructors carried severe consequences. In a rather extreme form of assessment, trainees who faltered in their answers faced the harrowing prospect of having their thumbs bitten. This physical punishment served as a stark reminder of the uncompromising nature of Spartan discipline. It was an experience that tested not only their knowledge, but also their ability to endure pain and exhibit unwavering resolve. The high standards of the Spartan educational system extended to the educators themselves. The undermaster, responsible responsible for guiding and overseeing the trainees, was equally held to account. If the undermaster was found to be either too strict or too lenient in their duties, they too faced the prospect of this brutal punishment. It was a system where both students and teachers were subjected to a relentless pursuit of excellence in mind and body. In a society that revered discipline and valor, Spartan education embodied the core principles of the culture, where every aspect of life, whether physical or intellectual, was a reflection of their commitment to excellence. The practice of putting thumbs on the line for oral quizzes was just one facet of the Spartan ethos, highlighting their unyielding dedication to forging the finest warriors and citizens in ancient Greece. Number 4. The Diamastagosis Festival, a spectacle of endurance and pain. Amidst the robust tapestry of Spartan traditions, the Diamastagosis Festival stood out as a spectacle that left spectators in awe and disbelief. This annual event, celebrated with great enthusiasm and fervor, offered a unique perspective on the Spartan character and their ability to withstand pain. The Diamastagosis Festival was a public event where Spartan boys willingly subjected themselves to physical punishment that defied all conventional notions of endurance. These young participants braced themselves for a ritualized and calculated ordeal that would see them whipped in front of a captivated crowd, the intensity of the lashes increasing until they could endure no more. It was an extraordinary display of tenacity and an integral part of Spartan culture. What makes this tradition truly remarkable is that the boys were not coerced into participation. Instead, they willingly volunteered for this grueling ordeal. In doing so, they showcased their unwavering determination, resilience, and their ability to withstand unimaginable physical suffering. In a society that valued courage and stoicism above all else, the Diamastagosis Festival served as a living testament to the Spartan ethos. The astonishing popularity of the Diamastagosis Festival extended beyond the borders of Sparta. Even the Romans, known for their own brand of entertainment, were drawn to the audacious display of Spartan fortitude. In response to this fascination, Romans flocked to Sparta, setting up theaters and selling tickets to witness this spectacle of pain and endurance. It was a peculiar form of commercialization where the ability to endure suffering became a source of fascination and even entertainment. The Diamastagosis Festival was a unique celebration that transcended the boundaries of conventional understanding. It showcased the indomitable spirit of the Spartans and their readiness to endure physical hardship in the name of honor, discipline, and tradition. It was a living testament to their exceptional commitment to the values that defined Spartan society and culture. Number 3. Exclusively military education. In the heart of ancient Sparta, a unique and unwavering commitment to a singular purpose defined the very essence of their society, the production of unparalleled warriors. This dedication was mirrored in the Spartan education system, where the pursuit of knowledge was streamlined to serve the overriding objective of creating formidable soldiers. In contrast to other ancient cultures that celebrated a diverse range of subjects, Spartan education placed little value on the conventional disciplines of mathematics, philosophy, or the liberal arts. These pursuits, which were highly regarded elsewhere, were viewed with skepticism in Spartan society. The reason for this was the firm belief that any diversion into these intellectual realms would dilute the primary focus on combat readiness, discipline, and obedience. Spartan students, from an early age, were immersed in a curriculum that prioritized the arts of warfare and combat strategy. This intensive training encompassed a wide array of martial skills, from the mastery of weaponry to tactics that were essential on the battlefield. Every aspect of their education was meticulously designed to forge them into physically formidable and mentally unyielding soldiers. Yet, this Spartan educational paradigm did not revolve solely around the prowess of the sword or the shield. It also demanded an unwavering commitment to physical toughness. Training regimens were notoriously grueling, pushing students to their physical limits and instilling in them a resilience that set them apart from their contemporaries. It was a stark reminder that, in Sparta, the path to excellence was marked by unyielding perseverance. While the Spartan educational system seemed Spartan, it did not completely shun the acquisition of knowledge. Spartan students were indeed taught the art of literacy, as the ability to read and write was viewed as essential for military communication and strategic planning. This element of their education demonstrated that even within the exclusive realm of warfare, there was an appreciation for the role of intellect in the pursuit of military excellence. In a world where other ancient cultures celebrated the diversity of human thought and creativity, the Spartan approach to education was an anomaly. It was a reflection of a society that placed the mantle of military might above all else, staunchly maintaining that any distraction from this singular pursuit would undermine the very essence of Spartan strength and resilience. Number 2. The dark shadows of Spartan society. The brutal treatment of helots. Beneath the facade of the legendary Spartan warriors lies a disturbing chapter in their history, the ruthless subjugation and brutal treatment of a class of people known as helots. These unfortunate individuals were slaves who endured unimaginable suffering in the heart of Sparta. The helots lived a life characterized by unrelenting hardship and inhumane conditions. They were subjected to cruel and degrading treatment as they toiled in the fields, enduring the harsh demands of Spartan society. Their labor was essential to the Spartan way of life, as it provided the resources and sustenance required to support the city-state's military machine. However, the torment of the helots did not end with their servitude. Spartan boys, from a very young age, were thrust into a gruesome ritual that involved ambushing and assassinating these helpless slaves. Under the cloak of darkness, these young trainees were ordered to lie in wait, biding their time until nightfall. Then, like shadows emerging from the depths, they descended upon the helots toiling in the fields. This cruel and calculated practice served a dual purpose in the Spartan society. First and foremost, it was intended to desensitize and toughen the young Spartan boys, preparing them for the brutal realities of battle. The act of taking a life, even that of a defenseless helot, was viewed as a rite of passage, a necessary step in the forging of Spartan warriors. It was a chilling reminder of the harsh and unforgiving nature of Spartan military training. Secondly, this practice perpetuated the control and fear that the Spartan elite exerted over the helots. By consistently demonstrating their power and dominance, the Spartans ensured that the helots remained subjugated and compliant, their spirits broken by the relentless cycle of violence. The treatment of the helot stands as a stark contrast to the valor and discipline associated with Spartan warriors. It represents a grim and often overlooked aspect of Spartan society, a reminder that behind the facade of military might and discipline, there existed a system that perpetuated suffering and subjugation. The helots, a silent and oppressed class, bore the weight of Spartan greatness, a stark testament to the dark shadows lurking beneath the legacy of the mighty Spartan warriors. Number 1. Tombstones only for those who died in combat. In the enigmatic world of Sparta, the concept of death was intrinsically tied to the pursuit of valor, resilience, and unyielding discipline. Spartan burial traditions were unlike any other, driven by a singular focus on commemorating those who had displayed exceptional bravery and strength during their lifetimes. Sparta adhered to a profoundly unusual custom. Those who succumbed to the ravages of old age were consigned to unmarked graves, their memory gradually fading into the mists of obscurity. In this unforgiving Spartan society, longevity and the quiet passage of time held little significance. The legacy of individuals who met their end through the natural course of life was destined to be forgotten, buried in unmarked tombs that offered no acknowledgement of their existence. The sole path to earning a tombstone in Sparta was a stark one: to meet one's demise in combat. This uncompromising criterion reflected the Spartan belief that only those who had demonstrated the utmost valor, courage, and unwavering dedication to their city-state deserved to be memorialized. In Sparta, death was a canvas upon which one's medal was etched for eternity. Remarkably, Spartan women were not exempt from this rigorous tradition. Even in a society where the role of women was predominantly defined by motherhood and support, there existed a profound respect for the courage exhibited during childbirth. If a Spartan mother perished during the perilous process of giving life, she was accorded a rare honor, the same as a fallen warrior. This recognition underscored the reverence that Spartans held for the innate strength and endurance of women, ensuring that their memory would live on as exemplars of resilience. In Sparta, even in death, the emphasis was on the enduring legacy of strength and valor. The unmarked graves served as a stark contrast to the monumental tombs that celebrated conquests in other ancient cultures. In Sparta, the honor of a tombstone was reserved for those who had proven their mettle on the battlefield, ensuring that their memory endured as a testament to the relentless pursuit of excellence, even beyond the boundaries of life itself. So there you have it, a glimpse into the intense and astonishing world of Spartan upbringing. The next time you lament the trials of your daily life, spare a thought for those who came of age in ancient Sparta. If you found this account enlightening, don't forget to show your appreciation by liking and subscribing for more riveting lessons from history. Until next time, stay curious,